Hey guys, it's Paul here from Sheldon Realty. Hope you're all well. And today I have the pleasure of having Division 9 Councillor Brett Olds with us. And we're going to talk about all things in Division 9 and what's going on in Cairns and get a few insights. But before we start, the reason for these videos it's called, and I've decided to name it this, Our Business is Your Business. So basically, if you've got a local business and you'd like to come in and do one of these videos, we'll put you up on the green screen behind and let people know what you're doing. And then we can share it on our social media, you can share it on yours and give you a bit of exposure. Also, if you've got a charity, you're doing something in the community that you want people to learn about, please give us a call. We'd happily get you into the office and make that happen. Also, Brett is part of our Northern Beaches newsletter. He puts a segment in every month to let you know what's happening. So, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Brett?
Happy Monday. I'm always good. Yeah.
So, you are Division 9 Councillor.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know, what area does that actually cover, so cover any confusion?
Division 9 goes from Trinity Beach all the way to Ellis Beach.
Okay.
So it's the far northern beaches. I call it paradise.
But
anyway, that's what I get to look after, which is councillors. We look after the whole of Cairns. We vote on matters for the whole of Cairns, but you get voted in by the 9 different divisions. So,
So which is the next one that takes over from you?
The Division 8.
Division 8.
So Councillor Richardson, that starts in Smithfield. And goes so Breed Road basically, and she goes down through Caravonica as well as all the way down to the Barron River, so Machin's Beach.
Okay. So most of the people watching these videos will know about Cairns Northern Beaches Community Group, which is a Facebook group that people are members of. Now you get hassled on there. They expect you to fix everything, don't they?
It's a good reputation to have. Is a lot of people do think, Oldsy can fix it. And there's a lot of things I can't fix, unfortunately. I've only got 1 vote out of 10 when it comes down to it for big matters of council. But the small things like if I get contacted about something like shrubs that aren't cut down or there's some dogs off leash in an area, I can report that and put a CRM in with council and get that acted on pretty quick. And I think because I've got that little bit of a reputation, so I make sure I try and do what I can. People start asking, can I fix federal issues, state issues like the highway? A lot of people don't understand where the council kind of finishes where the state starts, and I can't influence the state at all. In fact, I pull my hair out dealing with those guys most of the time. But like I said, I had one person call me one time because her husband was getting deported. She had an immigration issue, which has nothing to do with council. But like I said, I don't mind if people tag me and ask me a question. All I can do is be honest with them. If I can't help, I'll always let them know, hey, look, this is a different department. Here's a phone number. I always try and at least get a solution for them.
And put them on to the person that can help. Hopefully.
So I don't mind being harassed. Keep harassing me. It's part of my job. I get paid for that.
I think you'll all know that Brett is pretty active. He's a councillor that's got voted in and then kind of doesn't disappear like some of our elected representatives. You're always there. You're always out and about doing things.
I try to be. I promised I'd do my best if I got in. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Now let's talk about as you were saying there, the responsibilities of council, state, federal. So Warrenetch announced before the election that we were going to get the road fixed on the Northern Beaches. Major issue. Is it going to happen, and where's it kind of at?
It is going to happen. Unfortunately, anytime you deal with any level of government, whether it's local, state or federal, things seem to take longer than we'd like. Warrenetch did announce that at the pre-election, but it's actually in the budget. So what happens then is, because that's a state highway, and they want to make that a federal highway all the way out to Smithfield Roundabout. Because right now the federal highway finishes at in Portsmouth at Ray Jones Drive. So it's all Mulgrave Road is state, Sheridan Street state, and the Capital Highway state. So basically, the difference is it's our same tax dollars that go into it. And I'm not trying to confuse anyone, but the federal government, if it's a federal highway, they put in about 80% of the funds to upgrade it or fix, and the state only put 20% in. But the state still run the project. So all that work south of Cairns, and the current works along Ray Jones Drive. The state are doing the works with 80% of that money coming from the feds. So the same thing will happen on the Captain Cook Highway. The feds, the money's sitting there, but the state still haven't committed the 20%. So that money's been budgeted. It's sitting in the federal budget, $271 million, I think it is. They need the state to say, okay, we're going to commit 20% of that amount, and then the state will run that project. So it is being held up at the minute, but that's because of the Queensland state government, not the Australian federal government.
Right.
I hope that makes sense.
It kind of. I suppose most people just want to know that basically. I know it's not your responsibility. We just want it fixed, basically.
I'm with you. I drive
it every day. As well.
I drove in just
a pain.
It is a pain. The answer is yes, but it's not going to be as quick as any of us would like.
And look, what I did like compared to what's happening at Smithfield at the moment, I don't think there's many people, and I think yourself, don't think that that's going to make much of a difference. But what the federal government have announced is a proper fix.
Well, that's right.
all
But
the,
could you imagine if they didn't do that ridiculous Smithfield bypass? That's $152 million of our tax money. If they put that on top of the 270 from the feds,
Yeah.
you're getting up close to $500 million. Now, with $500 million, they could really take care of the whole Captain Cook Highway.
We could have a monorail going in every
Yeah.
day. That kind of money.
From Springfield to Cairns.
Yeah.
No. But no, it's I do think that like you just said, the Smithfield bypass isn't going to fix anything. It's not going to resolve anything.
Yeah.
In fact, it's probably going to slow traffic down more because it's going to have stoplights. But anyway, as I said, us council, we can't control it. We've written letters of support and against certain things.
Yeah.
That's all we can do is try and advocate. And,
Cool.
I'll keep you updated as that goes.
Yeah, no, that's great. Hey, next thing is, how's Cairns tracking?
Sometimes you read papers and read things and it's doom and gloom. Mate, I'm so optimistic about the future of Cairns. I think things are going to go gangbusters, and not because of one or two different things. I just think Cairns is in a place strategically in Australia and close to the rest of the world, Asia, and everything, where even if we didn't do anything, things are going to happen here. So I'm really optimistic about the future. We've just started a group called F&Q, which is about getting local businesses to try and get a slice of the defence pie.
Okay.
And that
We've actually just signed up for that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
happy days.
yeah.
Are you coming today? We've got a meeting with Lockheed Martin coming up today.
Yes, I am. I didn't know about it, but yeah.
No
okay.
worries, yeah. But
clear the schedule.
Yeah, so not just that, but the tourism, which everything's hinged on tourism in Cairns at the moment. The Northern Beaches Leisure Trail, which I'll talk about in a second, and the Wongetti Trail, which go from Palm Cove to Port Douglas. Once that goes in, you've got to get a different type of tourist coming here. And look what happened in Tasmania over the last 10 or 15 years. That's going to start happening here. And our whole mountain bike strategy from Cassowary Coast, Tablelands, Port Douglas and Mareeba, we've all signed a member of understanding for our mountain bike strategy. I see tourism going up. I see confidence in a lot of sectors, education, health. And I think the next October, the next state election, that's when the pork barreling happens. And I think we're going to get announcements for a university grade hospital and a few other things. And these are the things you need as a growing region and city. And I see great things. Like right now, I know some people are hurting, but I see us getting better and we are growing our region. Yeah.
Look, I suppose everywhere in life these days, it's really easy to moan about everything. There's a lot of naysayers.
That's right.
I think even the news, there should be a law that says 40% of news has to be positive news. Like, you just keep hearing this negative stuff all the time.
There's a lot of positive stories out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't even blame the news writers because I think people, they want to read the controversy. They want to read doom and gloom, but some people say the cup's half empty, some say it's half full.
Well, this is why I like chatting to you, because you've always got the good side of things. It's a good.
Well, there's clearly room for more bourbon in that cup. That's what.
Exactly.
No, but there is. I am very optimistic. With good reason. I was at a keynote address by Bernard Salt 3 weeks ago in Bowen at a conference, and he was just talking stats. He's one of the leading demographers in Australia. And I've got the PDF. I won't go through the whole thing, but he was just showing how good Australia's placed on the whole world cycle up until 2050. And more importantly, Northern Australia and Cairns being a strategic port city and airport and the seaport. So I honestly, I have a good feeling.
We've got a great, even in the real estate side, we hear all the time that, Cairns isn't making any capital growth, but our rental rates are so low, it's a great place to invest. Our properties haven't gone backwards as they have in Melbourne and Sydney. I mean, we don't want huge jumps and drops.
Yeah, you don't want those peaks and troughs to be as small as possible. Because you want to be slowly.
If the federal government could get a steady ship like Cairns has got, they would love it instead of all this, zigzagging up and down.
Well, that's right. And one of the things Bernard Salt said about the whole country, not just Cairns, is we haven't had a recession in 25 years, and that's the longest period since colonialisation has happened. We haven't had. So they've got our troughs are getting better as a country. So if you want to concentrate on the negatives, then everything is going to be negative.
I was in England in the 80s with Thatcher, and boom and bust. Believe me, you don't want it.
The Iron Lady.
It's not a good experience.
Yeah, no. Well, my friend over there had a business, and when they Thatcher shut down the coal mines, and that's most of his business was derived from that, about 80% of it. And he could have gone doom and gloom and just closed up shop. He diversified, and over the years took another decade to build back up, but he's huge now. And
that's what you've got to do in business as well. You'll know you're a businessman as well. You've got to go with the times. What used to work yesterday doesn't work. Real estate, we're evolving all the time. There's game changers out there. We have to move on. Yeah, well, yesterday's success doesn't guarantee tomorrow's. And what's the Marines say? Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Yeah, and that's part of life. All of us should do that. So that's right. Now, crocodiles. You're well known for your strong views on the crocodiles. Yeah, well, it's more, my views are more strong views on human safety, and I just think, and a lot of people out there like, you want to cull the crocodiles, and I ask anyone to show me where I've said that. I said we need more proactive management of the crocodiles in urban areas, and all the leading crocodile experts in Australia. Professor Graham Webb, Adam, what's his name? I can't
can't think of it off the top of my head now. He's also in Northern Territory. Adam Britton, Dr. Adam Britton, sorry about that, Dr. Britton. But they'll all say the same thing. In urban areas, you do have to proactively manage that issue, and which is not relocation because they'll come back. You've got to remove them and put them on a crocodile farm or whatever else, like the Northern Territory does. I will say they had, and I've been very critical of the state government, and I think rightfully so, for years. They've done a couple of good things lately. The drones that they've got for the surf lifesavers. Now we'll be able to see, and I think the more we look, the more they're going to find. So it's going to be a win-win. Human lives will be protected, but two, once they start realising how many there are out there, I think they'll be forced to be a bit more proactive. And the second thing is they have brought. They used to have 6 months. If a crocodile was there, they just put a cage in, and if they could never catch it, there was no impetus on them. But they've brought that right back into that. Now they're saying if they haven't caught in the week, they'll look at other methods of removing that crocodile if it's a problem crocodile.
Okay, that's a positive step.
There's 2 positives from the state, but there's about 100 negatives they've done or haven't done, and I just don't think they've been proactive enough.
Look, it's all right to keep talking about this, but we are a tourist town. If like a kid, God forbid, was taken, we're kind of done overnight basically. And we're not saying, me personally as well, I don't like to kill any kind of wildlife, but moving them on, capturing them if they're a problem, I think it's just common sense, really, isn't it?
Well, we've got a couple of guys doing it part time at the moment. I think it's about 8 hours every fortnight is going out. We need full time, 40 hours a week, probably 15 rangers between the Cassowary Coast and Port Douglas along the beaches, especially the populated beaches. We've got lifeguard huts there. We're telling people come for a swim, and like you said, and it's the if, but everyone says, it'll never happen, It will. It's happened before. We've had a couple of deaths over the last couple of years, but as soon as it happens at one of our local beaches, at Palm Cove, at Ellis Beach, or at Kawara, mate, that we won't recover from that, not in the short term, and we all suffer then. So I just think we just got to have full-time rangers out there trapping and removing them in our local beaches. So where our kids swim, where our tourists swim.
Cool.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Now the eye. Everyone's talking about the eye in Cairns. What do you think, mate? That's a great addition.
Well, I think it's fantastic. When I first heard about it, we had a workshop, and I went a bit negative, which is not like me. I just thought, a big Ferris wheel sticking out there. But then when I saw the presentation and what they were proposing, it didn't cost the ratepayers 1 cent. In fact, they're giving us 10% of their takings on it to put back into programs, footpaths, playgrounds, all that kind of stuff. And it's just, one of their conditions, requirements, was to work with local businesses. As we all know, retailers, it's hurting around the world. And but what they're doing is working with local retail outlets in Cairns and the CBD. And if you go and spend a bunch of money at the retail, you can potentially get a free ride on the Ferris wheel. Letting them promote through that business. But it's only been open for the weekend so far, and it has been a ripper. Just an overwhelming success so far. And it's a 3-month trial we're doing. And if it comes back and it looks like a really good thing, I love the location they've picked. Because it's not interacting with the buildings and everything else. You can actually get a good views all over the city. I think we'll see how it goes over 3 months. If it's successful and it stays, some people have raised concerns. What about cyclones? Those things are cyclone rated. They just take the gondola part off, which they can get down in a couple of hours. If anyone saw it go up, it went up in a day and a half. They can get the gondolas off, and the rest of it stays in the structure. It's cyclone rated. So
perfect. Do you know the bit I liked about it as well? It's priced really quite reasonably.
$10 for adults, $8 for kids, or $50 for a family of 6.
That is a great reason to drive into Cairns on Sunday.
Those gondolas spin. So when you're in there, you can make them turn. You can make them turn. So if you're on a bit of view, I think it's.
I can't wait to get on there. That's great.
Yeah, it is. It is a really good thing for Cairns. I think we're just trying different things all the time to try and help drag people into the city and help those retail stores in the city.
And we've taken away the parking fees on Sundays again now. We're back to free parking, so it's another reason to get in there.
We cop some stick over that too, but if you're
you should have
but if you're not trying things, you can't say. And we only did that after the Chamber of Commerce and the retail stores came in and said, we're sick of people parking in front of our store and staying there all day on the weekends for free. So we implemented that at their behest. And then obviously they came back and said, it's not working, and people said, we don't like it. So instead of us sticking in the mud and saying, no, you can all get stuffed, we said, no worries, we'll listen to you. We tried something. And anyone that doesn't make a mistake, it means they've never tried something. So we tried something, didn't work, and we've gone back. So hopefully, don't hate us too much.
Cool. Okay, I think we've covered a few things here with Brett today. Now, what I do want to cover is you are extremely popular. Will you be running when the elections come up again?
Yeah, I love my job. I'll be running for Division 9 again in March.
Okay.
Vote 1 Brett Olds.
So we're just wondering, so being so popular, when is it you're going to run for mayor?
Nice. I actually think Bob's doing a good job.
I do. I don't mind Bob at all.
And I would never run against someone that I thought was doing a good job. So who knows? I never say never to anything. I'll be supporting Bob in this next election because
Yep.
I know I'm part of the team. I feel like my opinion's cherished. I'm not on any team or group. I'm independent, but
Yep.
I do feel that my opinion is heard and valued. Sometimes shot down, but that's all right. But I know I'll be supporting Bob. I honestly feel like he's doing the right thing by Cairns for the most part, and because no one's ever perfect.
Yep.
But if he retires in the next one, who knows? Maybe I'll stick my hand up. Maybe something else comes along. I take every single day, one day at a time.
As they come.
Yeah, I know it sounds cliche, but you can't start making plans. I can't even make plans past next
So
week.
if we can not vote for Brett, I can get him in as a real estate agent. How's that for a backup?
Backup plan. It's good to know I've got options.
You've got a backup job, mate, if you ever need one.
Oh, well, thanks for having me here today.
No, thanks for coming in, mate. I'm sure everyone will enjoy the video. And also, just to reiterate, if you've got a business and you'd like to come in and film a video with us, we would love to have you. All the best for the future and today.
No worries. You guys
have a great week.
Yeah, have a great week.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.